everybody, welcome back to our beginning violin class for our Blue Book violin players. So thank you guys for everyone that sent in their submissions again. As always, some of you guys have really been improving, so good job. It's been fun to see those. I thought, first things first, of course, we're going to do our tuning, and then we'll go over some of the stuff that we learned last week. Okay. So first I'm going to play our E string, our highest string. Adjust your violin so that it sounds like mine. Alright, now our A string, the one right next to our E string. Here we go. Alrighty, let's open up our books and get started. So we're going to start just by reviewing some of the songs that we played last week. This is on page 34. Remember we learned, last week we learned our third finger on the E string, which is that high A. Okay, so let's start with I'm a Little Monkey. Remember this one has the same rhythm all the way throughout the song. I saw some of you guys submitted videos of you playing this, so I know that you know how to. So we'll just go over this really quickly. Okay, so we're holding our violins up. We hold it nice and straight with our posture. And then our thumb goes on the side of the neck. Nice and straight hand so that we can have really solid little finger squares. Holding our bow, a light grip with our thumb in the little crook. Starts on the open E string. So let's rest our bows on the E string. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. First finger. Second finger. Third finger. Nice job. And then the next one, let's play Three Little Swimmers. This one we also did next week. This one's a little bit harder than I'm a Little Monkey. Because we start on our A string, and then we have to go transition up to our E string and play all the notes, and then go back down to our A string at the end. Not too hard. I know you guys can do it, but it is a little bit more difficult. Here we go. So rest your bow on your A string, and we'll get started. 1, 2, 3, 4. Good. Let's do that one more time, just to make sure that we all got it. Here we go. A little slower. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alrighty, next page. So we've got a few more here that are helping us solidify this playing with our high A. School Days first. This one's kind of like I'm a Little Monkey in the fact that it has a very similar rhythm throughout it. Do you guys see how it has that rhythm? So what's interesting about this one is that it starts with one rhythm and then it changes. So the first half of it has this rhythm. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then if you notice, we have 2 measures in a row where we're playing our third finger, that high A. Do you guys see that in the second line? So if you go to the second line of the music, and then the second measure, we play that rhythm, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then it switches to a different one on the same string. Then it's 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So it just flipped the notes around. First we're playing 2 short notes, 1 long note, and then halfway through the song we switch and we're playing the 1 long note and 2 short notes instead. And then the last measure we have 2 long notes, okay? So short, short, long, short, short, long, short, short, long, short, short, long, then it switches, long, short, short, long, short, short, long, short, short, long, long. Let's try this one out. This one's all on our E string, luckily, okay? Let's try it. 1, 2, open E string, and short, short, long, short, short, long, short, short, long, short, short, long, and switch. Long, short, short, long, short, short, long, short, short, long, long. All right, let's play that one more time. This time I'm not going to be talking over top of it. All right, rest your bow on your E string again. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Good. This next song is really challenging, actually. But I know you guys can do it. I know some of my students over at Westside Neighborhood School have already done this one, and we practiced it, and they did a pretty good job at it. So if you haven't done this one already, let's take a look at it. But this will be a good review because this one really works on all of our technical abilities. Okay? So this one, if you look at it, it's basically like bouncing back and forth between the E string and the A string. So we have our E string violin. We're starting on that high A. So it's high A, and then it wants you to go over to your A string. Then second finger on the E string, A string. First finger on the E string. Okay. So this one, I like this one as a technical exercise a lot because you have to be really, really careful to make sure that your fingers are only on the E string. Okay? Because you don't have to lift your fingers up when you're playing this. Look, I'm leaving my finger down and playing, and then going over to the A string. Leaving my finger down, A string. Leaving my finger down, A string. Okay? And then in the second line, it does the same thing, except it doesn't do it all the way through. So we do our third finger. And then the final part of the line is all on the E string. So let's try this one. We're going to go slowly because I want to really get this really, really clean sounding, switching between our E string and our A string, okay? And this one's in 3/4, so I'm only counting 3 beats at the beginning, okay? So here we go. I'm going to count, starting on our E string, put our third finger on our E string. 1, 2, 3. let's try that one more time. Because I know this one is challenging. But this will be a good one for you guys to work on this week. This is really going to expand your skills and your ability. Okay? 1, 2, 3. Rest. That one would be a really, really good one for you guys to send in this week as one of your video submissions, because this one we could really give you a lot of pointers on if you're having troubles with it. Okay? And it's a good one to show us how you're doing on your technique and your practicing too, to see if you can really, really get this one down and get it, get all the notes really, really solid in it. All right, let's go over to the next page. So, the next note that we're going to work on, we're going over to our A string, okay? So why don't we pluck this? Why don't we set our bows down? And we can pluck these, okay? So it says the B note. Press your first finger of your left hand on the A string, on the first mark of tape. Okay, so find your A string, put down your first finger on the A string, and then let's pluck that 6 times together. Ready? 1, 2, 3, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, let's do that again. 1, 2, 3, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Good. Now let's pick up our bows. And right below that, it says play these 7 B notes. So there's 7 of those, except the last one is a half note. So that one is twice as long as the other notes. Okay, so make sure you have enough room on your bow to play that one twice as long. All right, get your bows up. First finger on your A string. Rest your bow on your A string. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, and play. 4, 5, 6, 7. That's our B note. So now we are ready to play some songs with our B note. This is on page 37 of your book. So let's look at this. This first one, please be nice, because we're playing our B note. It's just a B. It's just going to be on our A string, so we can play our open A string starts it. Let's look at the rhythms of this really quick. So the first line, the rhythm is all the same, and the second line, the rhythm is all the same also. So if we clap these rhythms, set down your bow and let's clap these really quick. The first line is all half notes, okay? So I'm going to count the 4 beats, and we're going to clap when the notes happen. All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3, and clap. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's do that one more time. Okay, that's the rhythm in the first line, because half notes, remember, they're 2 beats long. Okay, 1, 2, 3, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's the first line, and then the second line, both of those measures are also the same rhythm. Okay, so we did this earlier in, what song was that? Let me look, flipping back. It was in this one, School Days. Do you remember at the beginning? Short, short, long. That's what's in the second line of Please Be Nice. Short, short, long. Short, short, long. Let's clap that together once. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think we're ready to play it now. So we're just going between our open A string and the new note that we just learned, our B, which is our first finger on the A string. Starting on our open A, let's rest our bows on our A string and get ready to play. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's play that again. All right, same thing from the beginning. Let's rest our bows on the A string again. 1, 2, 3, 4. The next song on this page, the Triangle Player, this one's a little bit more complicated because we've got a lot of differing rhythms in this one. So the first measure, we have all quarter notes. It'll sound like this. Look, we're switching between our A and our E string. First measure is... And then the second measure is a completely different rhythm. We have some rests in the second measure. So we're playing 1, sh, sh. All right, that measure again is 1, sh, sh. So the whole first line sounds like this. Let's try playing that first line together before we move on. So all we're doing is we're going A, E, A, B. Let's try that together. Bows up on our A string. 1, 2, 3, 4. A, E, A. Rest. 1, rest. And then the second line of this one, luckily these rhythms are a little bit easier in the second line. So we've got B 4 times. We're going to be playing B as a quarter note. And then 2 long notes, our half notes. B, A. So that whole second line will sound like this. B, 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 A. Let's try playing that second line together. So put your first finger down on your A string and rest your bow on your A string. And we'll play the second line. 1, 2, 3, 4. B, 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 A. All right, we're ready to play the whole song. So why don't you listen to me play it once and follow along on your music. Be thinking about how you're going to play it on your violin, and then we'll play it together. All right, I'll play it once. Let's play it together. 1, 2, 3, 4. Nice. So there's one more song on this page that we will look at the beginning of next week too, but I'll play it for you guys once in case you want to look at it during the week this week. Jumping down. So this one has, again, similar rhythm. So we have 4 quarter notes, 2 quarter notes, and a longer half note, and then the same rhythm at the bottom. So jumping down sounds like this. So if you want to practice that one this week, if you have extra time, you can. Otherwise, we'll look at that one a little bit more next week, okay? So for this week, we worked on pages, we reviewed page 34. And then we worked on the songs on page 35. Remember, I Love My Violin, the one where it's switching between the two notes, would be a really, really good one to send us this week at homework@theorchestraplace.com. When you're recording yourself, that would be a great one. We learned our new B note. And then we practiced some of the B note songs on page 37, okay? So we were working on pages, we reviewed page 34, then pages 35 through 37 were the ones that we played. So I would say, if you're going to email us, definitely I Love My Violin, and then maybe one of these B note songs too, Please Be Nice or The Triangle Player. And then we'll pick back up with Jumping Down as our review for next week. All right? So again, my name's Antonia, and I will see you guys next week. But email us your homework, all right? All right, have a good one, everyone. Ciao.